Infinity Ward are getting desperate. I saw this poll on Reddit the other day, about a week ago now, and it's hilarious that the devs finally realize that people don't enjoy playing their game. They refuse to fix the mini-map or acknowledge that the spawns are a problem or put out a big patch that people have been expecting. All the things the community wants, like all the change that we're looking for, the devs, they want the game to stay as they intended to make it. And yet they put out this poll for people that they've noticed have been playing the game less and less since launch. And I thought that this was hilarious. It shows how desperate they are to have people to continue to play their game. Right? So since then I've noticed they put Shoot House 24/7 back in the game. That they replaced that with Crash 24/7 for a little bit. And maybe I'm in the minority here, but in general, I just don't really like Crash as a map, especially with the changes that they've made to the map. They put in that extra head glitch to the left side of the blue building, right? Like, that's just not needed. Like, why are you putting more head glitches on the map? It was already a pretty campy map. You got the third story all the way on the top, the two buildings with windows that overlook the middle of the map. It's already a campy map, and you're going to add more head glitches on it? Like, I just don't really enjoy playing Crash. So I was really happy to see that they put Shoot House 24/7 back in the game. I mean, that was the only game mode I really enjoyed playing. You know, occasionally I'll go in and try and play a 6v6 domination or a kill confirmed, and I'll try and, go on a nuke streak, but I can only handle that for so long. I can only, hop into that when I first start playing the game and I'm not already frustrated at the game. I can handle that for a little bit, but after a while of playing the game and struggling to even get to 30 kills in the entire game and getting killed by shotgun campers with claymores in every building, like, I just want to go back and run around and play Shoot House. At least that map's small enough that it's action-packed and I can play. But it's clear to me now that the reason they put that back in is they're doing anything possible at this point to try and keep people playing their game. Right now, just a couple days ago, since the release of Season 1, they've now added in, I guess it's considered a fan favorite game mode, Infected, where, that game mode started back in Modern Warfare 3, I believe. It might have even been back in Black Ops. I don't remember. It might have been in Black Ops 1. I think it was added in Modern Warfare 3. And that game, like, for me, that's the game mode that noobs play to try and get nukes, right? Now, good players can play that game mode. I have no problem with that. But that game mode, to me, back in Modern Warfare 3 was the game mode that if you struggled to get a Moab, you go play Infected and you can try and get a Moab, right? You go camp with your claymores up on the building and try not to get throwing knives with the other 15 people on your team shooting the 3 infected people. And then as soon as you become infected, it's like, all right, well, now do I stay in the game or do I back out? It wasn't very fun. I don't really enjoy Infected. It's not just in Modern Warfare. Even back in Modern Warfare 3, I didn't really enjoy Infected. But they're putting that game mode in because they're just trying to get people to continue to play their game. Right? The game, they've realized, is a lot of people are not enjoying it to play. So I have a couple of things that I would like to see instead of Shoot House Infected. Why can't they put in a ranked play system, right? Like, I thought it wasn't in that launch, and I was like, okay, well, maybe it's going to come out with the Season 1 launch. And Season 1 has come out, and they haven't said anything about a ranked play system. I haven't heard anything from anyone about a league play coming in or a ranked play, whatever you want to call it. And that's what kept me playing back in World War II. Like, I thought World War II was terrible, and then they came out with basically an overhaul patch and the release of the ranked play, and I thought ranked play in that game, was the best system that they've had. Right? I didn't really play in Black Ops 2, so maybe that system was better, but I thought the way they had it in World War II was so much fun. Like, even though the game wasn't great, it wasn't terrible, it wasn't great, but it kept me playing because it was something to continually strive for, to get better. I could see my rank against other players, right? Like, at one point I was up in the diamond ranks, and occasionally I would get in games against other pro players, and it was just like awesome to like see improvement and constantly have something to play for. It wasn't just going for kill streaks in the game. So I mean, if they could put in a rank play system, that would keep me playing. I think that would solve maybe just a little bit, but it would solve some of the skill-based matchmaking issues, because all the better players, the hardcore people that really want to try hard in the game, they'd be going and playing ranked play. They don't want to play public matches, right? So they'd be in ranked play, and then all of the regular casual public match players will be in the public matches, and you'd probably have a better experience. So I definitely think we need a ranked play system, and they added the one party game mode Infected in, but where are all the other fun party games that we had in Black Ops 1? Where's Sticks and Stones? Where's One in the Chamber? Right? Like, where are the other party games that they had, and where are the wager matches? Right? They've brought back some of these party games in the past, but we need wager matches. We need something that every game, it's like a thrill that you're playing for. It's not just for fun, because I don't really care for party games otherwise. If they could have a wager matches system where you put up, let's say, COD points, right? Like, I know legally they probably can't put COD points as the thing you're gambling in wager matches, because those are technically linked to a real dollar value, and then you're like basically gambling. And I would understand that you can't do COD points, but let's just for the sake say that you could wager COD points. I mean, they give them away for free in the Battle Pass. When Season 1 came out, I had like 4,500 free COD points or something like that. Why can't I go play 10 COD point wager matches that I can win, let's say, 30 COD points or something like that, right? Or even less. And then they could have a high roller COD point matches, or they could have super low where you only wager 1 COD point, right? So that you're not really losing much, but at least you're playing for something, and you can see yourself gaining COD points if you win matches, and they'd be intense and they'd be fun, and you could play high roll. You could play 1,000 COD point wager matches, where if you have a bunch after you've won a ton, you can put a ton on the line, and the game is super intense, and it's not like going and playing multiplayer with all these random head glitches and stuff. You're playing One in the Chamber, or you're playing Sticks and Stones. Like, Sticks and Stones in Black Ops 1 was so much fun, right? They had the crossbow in that game, and they had the ballistic knives. That was some of the most fun I had in that game, and they cut down the maps. Like, I remember playing on WMD in Black Ops 1, where they would cut off half the map so that you can't go to certain areas of the map, and you'd run around with the crossbow and you'd try and get sticks with them, or you would shoot it on the ground and hope somebody ran over it and you get a kill with that, and you'd get like 100 points for a kill with the crossbow. And then you also had the ballistic knife, and if you were able to hit somebody with a skewer, you would reset all their points. Or you could run around with just the ballistic knife and try and get a knife kill, but I think that was only like a quarter of the points. I think you only got 25 points for every knife you had. And you had the mini-map going. It was a constant sweeping mini-map, and one person, the guy in first place, would be like gold on the mini-map, and everybody would be going for him trying to reset. So it was like a cat and mouse kind of thing, where you didn't want to be in first place, because then everyone would know you're in first place and they try and reset you. So you try and be in like second place or third place as you get to the last minute, and then hope the guy in front got reset, or you try and catch him at the last second so nobody would know that you're in first place or you're close. It was just like, it was so much fun to play those games, right? And then you also had Sharpshooter, which I didn't play nearly as much as something like Sticks and the Stones, or like the gun game, or One in the Chamber, but Sharpshooter was still pretty fun. Like, you would get some random classes. Sometimes you would have like a dual wield weapon. Actually, I think you actually got dual wield like kind of a lot in that game mode, and it was all about like building up a streak. So you'd get a couple kills and you'd gain perks, and then after like, I don't even know what it was, 6 kills in a row or something like that, you'd get like double points, or maybe like the last minute of the game was double points or something like that. And you would just try and stay on your streak and get as many kills as you can while you had the double points, and rack up score. It's just games like that were so much fun, and I think they would play really well in Modern Warfare. They just need to implement it correctly, right? Like, they have, like, the maps I think are actually pretty good for it if they pick out like good areas of the map and block off all the unneeded spots. I think the maps would be pretty decent, right? If they eliminate all the building spots, like if you play on St. Petrograd, you can't do it in the you can't be able to go up the steps in the two buildings, right? Just keep it on the bottom level in the open, right? But I think like I'm thinking like Arklov Peak, right? You have the whole outsides of the map that are really open. I mean, you play sticks and stones on that. I mean, obviously the crossbow's not in the game, and there's not a ballistic knife, so maybe it won't work in this game. But they just need to add some game modes like that are fun, that you're actually playing the game, not like an Infected where you're just sitting in the corner camping, just using you're using a normal weapon, but you're not shooting very often. I understand you're supposed to wait till the end of the game and then it gets more intense, but I don't have that kind of patience. Right now, I'm trying to run around and play Call of Duty. I'm not trying to wait for there to be 10 infected people that start having fun. I'm trying to get right into the game, right, and wager some COD points and have fun and show that I'm better than the other people that also are wagering the same amount of COD points.